Welcome to the Alberto Crane Show. You have no idea how excited I am to have the great Roleta, four-time black belt world champion. I mean, I remember just the first, just crazy matches. In the match with you and Saulo Ribeiro, where you did that, like I guess a balloon sweep that current like world double world champion, Eric Muniz has been doing. You know, it was your original move, and just all these other great moments, crazy moments that just opened my mind up to what jiu-jitsu could be, you know?
Yeah. First of all, I appreciate and I'm very glad to be here with you. A long time we don't see each other.
Yeah.
We used to have good trains and have fun over there at Barra da Tijuca on old days.
Yeah.
And that sweet balloon got very famous, not only for the movement itself, but with Saul, it's one of the best competitors I ever.
He was one of my goats, you know, as well. Like, so just I did a podcast with him, and he was like, the Gracie Baja guys brought out the best in him. They made him like who he was, you know.
Yeah, that's
and
good.
I think that's one of the matches when I think about, because it was like, man, he didn't know, right? And
that's normal.
It's one of those moments.
Well, the people we fight against, they get the best of us. Yeah. We got that also with the Carson Grace team. They had awesome guys they were fighting, and also the team of Holly, Saulo.
Yeah.
So there were good competitive days there at that time.
I feel like that was the golden era of jiu-jitsu. You know, everybody was kind of together. All the Gracie family, all the the teams were really. It was a special moment, and I'm very grateful I had the opportunity to see it as a 19, 18 years old, you know, watching you, doing what you did.
Yeah, that's where we all started. The excitement that we say we're gonna have the first world championship. So we never had, and actually that was something, Alberto. That's something that bothered me a lot when I started, because when I started to say I want to be a champion on this thing. So I used to do karate. I started in karate, and my brother, they used to do jiu-jitsu. And once I was passing through the academy, I got home a little bit earlier, and I saw Joe Moreira. I started training with Joe Moreira at Barra da Tijuca before he moved here to LA, to Los Angeles. And I saw him, and he saw just showing a quickly simple scissor sweep. I said, man, that's very interesting. And then I went to train. I called some friends. I started. And I said, man, this is very fun and very effective. And that got my attention. I say, it's effective and it's fun to train. I like that. And then I said, I want to be champion on that. But something bothered me. That time you were there. We called people over there. Can you referee this fight? Or maybe some people just holding the mat with the foot so the mat doesn't open. It was we're starting
early days.
And then came, and I said, and the tournament that we had is the name of the sponsor. So tournament, and then the name of the sponsor.
Copa Cyclone.
Copa Cyclone, yeah. And we call it, okay, this is like a state, okay, this is like a national, but it were not. It was missing that for jiu-jitsu or sport. And then it started saying, man, when we talk about someone, we say, oh, that person, he won that one and the other one. So it's more about the other person than about yourself. Mm-hmm. I know that in martial art this is common, when you put the titles, but then you say who you want. But this is a secondary; it comes after. But in jiu-jitsu, we only the guy won that other person, something like that. And then it started the first world champion, then the second, and
rivalries and stuff.
And here the Pan American that we used to be.
The first one, right? 96, right? 95.
95. Yeah, Joe Moreira
was the one who organizing it.
Yeah.
I came to the second one.
Yeah. And then we have European right now, and there's nationals, everything. So
yeah, these guys are going to all of the Asian, Japan, Australia. It's amazing, you know. Did you think it was jiu-jitsu was gonna grow, or did you have any, thought about it? What were your thoughts back in those days?
Yeah, I did. When I started, I didn't know it was going to be that big. It was it came a time it was very known in Brazil.
Known, yeah.
Yeah, but it only got really known when it came to America. When it got known here, got more known in
Like in
Brazil.
the UFC with Royce Gracie and
Yeah,
stuff.
in the UFC. And I always count the story when we see it. We have to go back in time and say the internet was poor, everything, and then we had a rumor. Oh, it's going to be a competition. It's going to happen in the USA. It's like it's going to be like a tournament, and it's going to be like an MMA, one of each martial arts. We heard the story, and then we had the tape that came, and we watch it. Right now, everything is live. You have UFC maybe every 15 days, maybe every week tournament.
Every week,
all
yeah,
around.
yeah.
So when it got the boom here, and then it got bigger in Brazil.
Bigger in Brazil.
Yeah, and that was a big. Carlinho had a very good idea when he started, so he very visionary.
Visionary, yeah. Remember, he started the magazine or the journal, Gracie Journal,
The
right
Gracie
at the beginning.
Journal, yeah. Lucatala doing the journal, and we had the tatami also with Marcelo Alonso. They started. It was very nice to watch this initial. And when I got first time world champion, I'm a mechanical engineer, and I used to work in a beer company.
Beer company.
Yeah, at Bram, I used to be working over there in a beer company.
So you already graduated and you were working full time at that point.
Yeah, and
The first Worlds was like 96?
yes, 96.
96,
When I was like a brown belt. I put the black belt that day.
The day of, yeah.
And I always thought that you can do one thing very easily. Two things you can do it quite comfortable. Maybe train and work, or maybe study and work or something, or maybe work and study. You can do two. Three things, it's complicated. You have to be organized, allot your time, and sacrifice and be more efficient on your time, on controlling your time. But working and training, and I kind of work weekends at night. I remember people just kicking me out of the pool. 11, okay, you gotta go. We are closing, and maybe say, no, don't climb the Pedra da Gávea that we used to work out as an exercise. No, I'm arriving. I'm getting. And
the mountain inside of Barra de Tijuca, yeah. Everybody would do that for their training.
Yeah, and then first time, and then it was the first tournament, and Kanye said, I'm going to put in a black belt. I was brown belt. So I said, and then I put my black belt that day. That was the first time. So you for everything you do, you take time to the coin just
establish,
you really feel that. It could be for everything, for a belt, for graduation, for an achievement, for a diploma, everything. And so I thought I was pure brown belt when I fought that fight. And then after that, I said,
who were some of the guys you faced in the first Worlds?
Ignacio, he was very famous also. For me, he was in front of me. He's very famous on MMA and from Copacabana. I know a lot of stories. So there's a lot of barriers that you have to go through. First tournament, first world champion. Ignacio will be your first fight. He's in front of you, and there was Aldo Valide, who was the top guy at that time to be beaten. The world champion was all merchandise with him.
Was he the finals?
No, he was the one before.
Semifinals, yeah. But that was the match
that was the match. It was alive, and there was they put all finals in alive.
On Sport TV?
Yeah, but that semifinal was alive also because of the significance of that fight. So both fights were on live, the semifinal and the finals with the Bebel. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I said, man, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop engineer for a while. I'm gonna see what's gonna do. The sport growing up, I already graduated. I would work a little bit. Let me see how it goes. Let's see. This is growing a lot. I want to see where it
can take you.
Yeah, it can take me. Or what can I achieve? And then a lot of people just came and said, you asked me if I had an idea. And then that's why I'm saying this story. And people come to me and say, are you crazy? are you gonna give up engineer for jiu-jitsu? Are you crazy? I said, yeah, I want to know where can I reach. And then I stayed there for 5, 6 years, just competing and being on training, and gave up on engineer, just completely full percent jiu-jitsu. But then there came a time, and one of the most important thing is the motivation. And this motivation is something very important. That's when I teach over there. My biggest focus is to motivate people. If they're motivated, they go. If they're not motivated, it's not my will. It depends on them. If they want, they will achieve. It doesn't matter if I help or not. They can do. They can go along if they want, because this is how I reach a lot, because I was very motivated. And then came a time I said, no, I think I got what I wanted. It's full.
I just wanted to ask you what motivated you at the time.
Well, I wanted to be a champion. I wanted to be good on that, on sport, and I wanted to be the when I started, I wanted to be when I started. I say I want to be national black belt national champion this tournament, and that was my big motivation. And I became world champion before I be national champion on black belt, because my first competition was on
the world when you got on the day of.
But motivation, I was so motivated that when I was not training, I was mental training. I was with the music and trying to invent things, trying to think jiu-jitsu, how can I get the right move. I was not comfortable with the position that we had that time. And I can catch on this story. This is a good one. And how did I got pretty much of my move? It came from something that I was not comfortable with. And that was my big motivation, training, and I always trained running with music. I want to be champion. I was very into that. And then came a time that I said, man, I think I reached what I wanted. It's not a professional sport at that time. So every time I tell a story, I have to go back in time to tell how it were that time.
Yeah.
And it was not professional, and say, man, I have two decisions: or move to the USA to teach and go to MMA,
right,
or I go back to engineer. I got to take a decision right now, because and said no. Once again, one more year. I wanted to quit 1 year before, and then people just didn't let me quit. So no, you gotta fight this guy. There's one guy coming in. He's very good. He's winning everyone. Margarida, you gotta win them. And then I went to fight. He was my last fight, Margarida.
Oh, okay.
But then the year after, no, you gotta compete. I said, man, I'm not here to beat people.
It wasn't about you anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
So say it's gonna.
Your motivation.
My time will come one day. And I want to quit. I think for me, I need to take a decision. I need to move or out and go for MMA, or do something different, or go for engineer, because I'm looking ahead. And then I said, no, I think I'm going to quit. And people just said the same thing for me, but the opposite way. Oh, are you crazy? Are you going to give up jiu-jitsu for engineering? So I had to hear that, but the opposite, to tell how it grow, because on the beginning, they thought they got surprised me quitting engineer for jiu-jitsu, but then the opposite, because it got so big on during those 5-6 years. And I didn't want to, actually, I love to live in Brazil. I didn't want to move over here, so my decision was to stay there so I could keep training everything. And it's a tough decision. So like I said, Alberto, starting is very easy. Sometimes maybe when you're young, your mother take you to a pool, to a swimming pool, or to the jiu-jitsu class, or soccer or anything, and you start, and when you see you over there.
Yeah.
But to stop, it's very difficult. People have a lot of struggle on stopping competing, because you need to stop the wheel when it's running, and it's not easy, especially for the mind, or maybe sometimes that's when you're already getting some good profit, some good money, and you have to stop. But a stop needs planning, a retire plan. You need to prepare yourself, mind and financial and everything else. So I heard a lot of things from a lot of sportmen that saying that sport from Pelé and also Hortensia, they used to say, okay, stopping is one of the most difficult decisions of athlete
In their
to
life.
stop. Yeah, in life, you need to stop when you're there. You're on the, you're on top. It took so long to get there, and you stop. It's difficult. And one thing that I was thinking, I didn't want to pass. You know, those running, you need to pass the baton. I didn't want to do it. I just, I see all the guys that stop on the top. They remember like that. So when you pass into another one, I didn't want to do it. So I said, no, I need to stop when I'm on the top because I don't want to pass the baton like that. That's going to be not good for my head. So there was also part of my analysis to decide stopping. And then I did. But it was a tough decision. I need to get away from jiu-jitsu, tournament, everything from friend. I need to get away so I could really stop because it was difficult for me and also for people calling me, oh, come on, let's go. And so it's decision was more like that.
Man, I was, you know, I was telling, I was a kid, right? I was, Amal was my my big brother, right? He was the gringo. I was the gringy, and Gordo would call me the little gringo, right? People from away from Brazil, they would call him gringos, right?
Yeah.
And so as a gringo, I'd follow him around, and he would tell me, oh, this is Roleta. He's an engineer. His brain, the way he thinks about things, and just, like, he kind of built these things up. And then I would study all the, the Gracie magazines, the Tatami magazines, and I learned Portuguese, kind of looking at your pictures and trying to figure out what it said. I would, back in the day, it was before iPhones, so I would look up every word in the dictionary. Oh, this means that. Okay, and I would start to piece it together, So yeah, it's surreal for me to sit down with you, and after all these years, yeah, one of the guys that just blew my mind with like real jiu-jitsu, like amazing jiu-jitsu, amazing what it could be, right? Like I was saying before. And those days were a different time, right? Like the weigh-ins were, for example, like Carlos Gracie, Carlinhos' house, in his garage, right?
His house, also the confederation, everything together with it.
In his garage, and he would have meetings with all the heads of all the gyms in his living room, right? Oh my God! And then
we had all those. The keys, the fighting over there, they put on the wall.
On the wall, the brackets, right? The brackets were on the wall. They would tape them to the wall, and then, okay, this is gonna be it, You couldn't take a picture; you just have to write it down, right, or put it in your head at least, And then I remember like being in living in Baja, the 6 months I lived before I moved to Belo Horizonte to train with Jacqueline. Like him driving around and checking on everybody to see who's drinking, to see who's doing what, It's just such an interesting time,
Yeah, the tournament, I remember one tournament we competed at 4 or 5 in the morning. It didn't stop. And say, I remember we were over there all cold over there in Fizilabo near Noble Blonde. Carlinhos came out over there. Warm up. The witch it's free, huh? Everything people are losing. And also when he decided to do the Pan American here, do the weight in the Hacienda Hotel, it was a mess. The manager said, no, I don't want anyone over here. 5 o'clock, I don't want to see any Brazilian here anymore. People running and sweating and trying to wait. Everything.
The gis were hung on all the balconies, and it was like, what a bunch of crazy guys walking around without their shirts in the lobbies, and yeah, it was an experience. And me as a kid, I was like, oh, this is like,
now everything is very well organized.
Yeah.
You have that
on the time,
be on
right?
time. The score, the referee, all with suits, and what day you're gonna fight. It's very nice to watch all the how
evolution,
he got
right?
that evolution.
Yeah, I remember going to a tournament, and you show up in the morning, and you wouldn't know when you would go.
Yeah.
You'd be waiting all day long.
And maybe going another day. Oh no, not today. It's gonna be tomorrow.
Yeah. Anxiety, right? You're anxious. You're waiting. Yeah, different times, different times. And so I can see, like, you can't see the potential or what it could be, right? And like you said, you don't want to leave Brazil and your life is good. Like, you don't need to do that, right? And like in those days, if you did jiu-jitsu, like probably you would have to do MMA to kind of be able to make a living from it, right?
Yeah.
Or have a school in the U.S. kind of. Was it even like that that like a proven thing yet.
Yeah, you starting the history is starting, so you don't know. But now people have a little bit more to see on ahead. Okay, I could have a school here, or I could have a place to stay over there. There are some sponsor, there are competition, they're paying something right now, and it's I see that it's growing.
Yeah.
But at that time, you need to take decision. So you're on the front line. So you live in that situation right now. You got to take a decision. If you miss, you're missing with your future, your life.
Yeah, for sure. And then later on, you became a psychologist.
Yeah, in 2015, I said, now I want to do something different. And like I said, I'm a mechanical and HSE engineer. And said, no, man, I've already done two things, and I want to do something different. Then I did one period to see how it worked, and I like it. And
did one semester.
And then I did the 5 years of psychology. You know that it's good for life, it's good for sport, and a lot of the things that I've done when I was training, when I was an athlete. Yeah, I did it, for example, by instinct. But then I got aware of what I did right now doing that, especially the mental training. Mental training is something very, very important on how to challenge your student, how to get the best of them, how to motivate. It's motivation. It's not yours. This is something internal. It's there.
It's theirs.
So when you say motivate, I don't motivate another person. I try to. Motivation is something of him. It's internal. Each one have their own motivation, internal or external motivation. I can have internal motivation. I want to be a champion. I want to be good on that. Or external motivation. I get money. I want to get famous. But it's theirs. What I can do, I try to challenge and to get the best of them. And the mind training also, for example, like sport like karate or gym, they pass the whole fight. And I used to do this on jiu-jitsu. I passed the whole fight in my head before the competition. So when you're going over there, you know you already have that already scratch in your mind. The fight, the sequence, what you
if you end up in this position, you do this. If this happens,
yeah.
this happens.
The sweeps with the guy I'm fighting against, the sequence, the strategy that I plan everything. So you mind training. So this is, and I went to the museum of the Olympic Museum in Switzerland, in Lausanne. They have that you put over there in English, and they have English and French. And they have a mind training. They keep doing, take you somewhere. So it's very good for mind training. So pretty much of that I learned on psychology and how to do it. And I learned a lot of the things that I've done. I was very into it, all those things, and I end up one of the other things that I.
So reflecting back on it now, you're like, wow, that was one of my strengths. I didn't even realize I was doing that.
Yeah, I kind of.
But you problem solved by yourself.
Yeah, I say, I'm lucky because I did a lot of that, but I didn't have anyone to guide me. So there's also some.
Interesting enough, you go into psychology later on because you're like, oh, I like this.
Yeah, like a self-talk. A self-talk is important, and you talk to yourself. A self-talk, or maybe it's a sentence. It's something that you gather. I mean, like for example, let me get. A lot of people has a no pay no gain sentence. That's something that they. When you stick to one self-talk, one sentence, something like that,
mantra,
that guides you a lot. If you move everything, like it helps a lot. And I end up writing a book about my kids. I have two kids, Julia, 15, and Lucas, he's 13. And
15 and 13.
Yeah, and I wrote a book about them. It's side to side. We always take it and have some
side by side,
yeah. And it tells the story about them. It's my sons through the psychology. the things that I faced with them till a few years ago, because the book was already accomplished when I finished it, and the story of them and how the psychology tell a lot of it, you know, it has some motivation, has some behavior. Behaviorism is one part of the it's very strong here in the U.S. Behaviorism and cognitive. It's very strong. It has some part in psychoanalysis also. It's
Psychoanalysis.
It's drawing, and he puts a lot of his thing out on drawing, and so it tells a lot of them the positive psychology, which is something very very good for sport, which says that if you for example it gets the best of you the other person, and that's for sport, it's very good. It says if you for example if you have 5 in grammar and you got 10 in math, what normally we do with our kids and with in life is say, no, stop math and let's go with a little bit on grammar, because you got to get better on this here. But because when you sport, you want to get the best of people, and that's very good. I say, no. Maintain your grammar with 5, but focus on math, because this is your strength. So on sport, you want to get that. You want to get the best of it. For example, if we have the big sport guys, like for example, if you have Neymar, if he does a lot of his thing is go to attack the goals and to pass through
the plays, assists, yeah.
But if his coach say, no, you're already good on this, let's go train some defense, he will never be the best goaler, the best of the world, and he won't be also a good defenser. He'll be in the middle. So the things catch you what you're good at, and go for it. See, this is how the positive psychology goes through. And one other thing interest is that when I started, when I started over there, Alberto, and I mentioned in the beginning, I said, I want to be champion on this, and this is something that. When people have that, you don't when you look where you want to go, it's like you don't see the bumps on the way. Mm-hmm. Every day you train.
When you have a goal, when you have a focus.
When you focus out there. My daughter, she also had one experience on that it's on the book that I wrote when she wanted to go through. She wanted to go to Australia to stay there with her grandmother. She said, I want to go to Australia. But then when she had this kind of goal, and she don't want to, she study, and maybe if she missed one weekend study, I think nothing bothered her because she's aiming over there. Mm-hmm. But when you don't have that aim, when you don't want, so but the big thing is if you want. That's why I say a lot to my kids. I say, if you want, this is the key thing. If you don't want, it's even when you on therapy, other things. If you want, this is the key thing. You gotta want. And
you have to make the choice and choose.
Nothing is a sacrifice, because you're always aiming over there. But when you don't aim that, every day that you have to maybe study a little bit more, or maybe you have to go to the gym, or okay, go out home, it's cold, it's rainy, or it's raining. Everything is something that bothers. But when you aim something, nothing. You go there, you don't even feel it. This is another thing that I learned from what I had when I wanted. And when I started there at the competition, from the beginning, I got on white belt. I fought 7 tournaments on white belts. I won 6. I got a second on the last one. Then I got the blue. But then, and I said, like I said, I had something that I had a star to chase. I said, I want to be champion of that. And then
setting the goal is number one.
Yeah,
setting the goal. Where are you going?
Yeah, what I want. This is the first thing, and after that I said, but it's gonna be difficult for me to be champion on this to get my career in my hands. But when I say this is like, I mean, I'm living the life. Like I say, now I'm telling the story and looking backwards. It's easy. But when you over there on the front, you're living that situation and you have to do it and you have to think what to do and how to do it. You think of yourself. It's this is what is very impressive everything. And I said, okay. Then I am I'm skinny. I'm not a big guy. Like I'm
Skinny guy,
180,
yeah.
90.
But you're tall.
Yeah, I'm tall. And when I
type.
started, I was pretty much that size and with 78 kilos. So it was skinner. So I said, no, okay, for me to win those guys, I'm not going to put them down. It's going to be like a one fight yes, another no, but it's more like it's going to depend on them. So I'm going to fight from the bottom. That's why I'm going to take more, I can take more control of the fight. So I start fighting from the bottom. But then I said, okay, I'm going to fight. And then I defined it 2 premises for me that time.
Two what?
2 premises. 2 premises. 2 premises.
Expression, like expression? No.
Yeah, two sentences, 2 premises. I defined it 2 things. Premises. Premises?
Purpose? 2 purposes?
Not purpose. I defined 2 statements.
I got
2
it.
statements. Okay. I got 2 statements. Okay. No. Okay. First one. Okay. If I'm fighting from the bottom, no one's going to pass my guard. Okay. No one's going to pass my guard. And another thing is that I will sweep this person 1 time in the middle of the fight. So I had those 2 statements that I defined it for me. Like I said, when you have a self-talk or a sense of something, when you define one of the things, that guides your game, that guides your life, that guides a lot of things you do. And I'm not saying that those statements are really true, because it's not true that no one's going to pass my guard and I'm going to sweep all the game. But that guide the way I thought jiu-jitsu. So, I mean, when you have that will guide your training. That will guide where you want to go. So I say, no one's going. I had those 2 sentences to the definition.
I'm going to sweep him. I'm going to come up on top.
Yeah. So
For sure.
I'm going to fight from the bottom, and no one's going to pass my guard, and I'm going to sweep them. But you know pretty much jiu-jitsu grow a lot in position from that time to now. There was not much. A lot of pretty much people fought from the top during that time. So again, I count story telling how we were that time.
And it was the time too. The Carlson Gracie team, right? They were all top players, and I mean all the MMA stars of the time, right? Like the Minotoros, the Mauro Sperry's, like all the best, toughest guys in the world. They're all takedown, boom, position, smash, right? Yeah. And you were there, boom, pulling guard and reversing position.
That's what I'm saying. See, they will define where to fight through, because they're bigger, they're stronger. I say, man, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna fight where they're on the opposite way, but then I'm gonna be good on that. And that's what I'm saying. I didn't want to go to choose something that were not in my hands.
That you weren't gonna excel at.
Yeah. It depends on the other.
I never realized how strong your psychology and your mental game was, right? I never thought about it, right? I thought, oh, you make up moves, this and that, but your mental game was probably the top for listening to you now.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's getting strong. I need to think a lot of jiu-jitsu. Not only train jiu-jitsu, but I used to say that think the jiu-jitsu. And
yeah, visualizations. You're doing all these like high level things, chief aim, like goals, like keeping it simple, right?
Keep it simple, yeah. The
2
position.
moves. Okay, I'm gonna sweep him, and nobody's gonna pass my guard.
So those are those sentences, those statements that
like mantras, right? You have mantras in your head.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna pass my guard, and I'm gonna sweep him. I'm gonna sweep everybody.
They're not absolutely true, but they're something that will guide your training. And then I said, okay, then with the sweeps that we have here, there's so many sweeps, that's not enough. That will not take me to be a champion. like that. Are we on time? Are we right? Okay.
No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. And then say, okay, with what we had there, there's no. Then I need to create something. With what we have over there, it's not going to work. It. And then I start thinking, and like I said, when I was not training, I was mentally training. I was putting my phone, everything over there.
Engineering mind.
Yeah. So a lot of leverage, how to do it, and then I started to start to dream. Start to dream in those positions. And I woke up in the middle of the night, and sometimes I don't remember. Sometimes I couldn't take notes, everything. And I sometimes write in my hands. And even if I wrote that night, I was a scratch. I could not recognize my letter. And then I said, okay. And I start sleep with the book and with the pen. In the middle, I start writing. And then I go to the gym, just get someone in the corner. I say, come on, can I put on my hands or in a paper, call someone, start to see. I dream, but I never saw it. I don't know if it works or not. Then went to the corner and start to try if it works or not, and then go back again, try, figure out something. Sometimes I dream the rest of the position or something, or maybe it didn't work out, and I dreamed something that could work out. And was not a one or two or few. I did that a lot. So pretty much the position that I've done, those sweeps came from some kind of invented. And one of the key things that I think is the surprise. I surprise people a lot, not only for the position, but for something that was never done. I thought with those scissor sweep, or maybe maybe a spider sweep.
The cross guard, they call it star sweep now, right? Where you revert and the guy postures up and you just turn over.
Yeah,
I remember all the black belts and all the guys at Gracie Baja. I was walking in. I couldn't believe it, because they knew you were going to do it, and you still did it every time they posture up. You take them over.
Yeah, they used to call me over there that time weird jitsu. Oh, weird jitsu. Weird jitsu. And then I started to say, when I was training when it was not possible to defend, and then I inverted, and that's when came inverted guard. And a lot of position came right now from those kind of thinking outside the box, but they came from a lot of dreaming and taking notes and try to
reaching into
out,
the ether, right? Lining everything up. What you wanted, right? What you wanted, and then your subconscious. Find the solutions.
Yeah, when you're very into it. I heard already people say, when you start dreaming on something, like for example, people start learning English. I say, when you start to dream in English, that's when you start learning everything. So it's pretty much like that, because you're really, really into that.
Immersed, yeah.
And there are some people that go there training. There's this guy from Gracie Baja, Duda.
Yeah, of course.
Say, no, Roleta, I don't want to train with you because you're too weird. Only you does.
Nobody can understand, yeah.
Only you do those things. I train with you for the whole year, and then you die, it's worthless. Only you do that. So better not train. They kind of joke or something like that, but just to say that how people joke a lot on that. So
yeah.
And I insist on that. Insist until I finally said, and then I think I got some there. So pretty much some position I done in tournaments. Some I did not. Some of them I did in tournament, yeah. So and I'm doing this seminar with the position that I do in tournament. So later on, I'm planning a second one with the it's a one with the position with the sweeps that I didn't do.
You never did.
Never did in tournament. Not in academy, yes, but not in those tournaments.
Have you done any instructionals ever? Instructionals, like videos of teaching?
No, I haven't done. So I planned this seminar, a lot of that with the sweeps that I've done. So there's the video with the they're being practiced, and also I was trying to think something different. So using my foot, also, why can I use my foot? I'm using my hands over here on the guard. I'm using my legs, but why not my foot? And then I use my foot to hold the guy and sweep them with the foot. I remember once fighting with Jamelon with there.
Jamelon, yeah.
Yeah, I just put my foot on his belt and sweeping got mounted, and Carson came in the mat. No, that doesn't exist. No, take it out. Took the score, the points out. And Also, I used to.
Those are the days, right? The
Yeah.
bullying days, but it's
Yeah.
part of it was the whole part of the whole thing, explosion, right?
Yeah.
The beginnings.
Hansel used to like a lot every time we go there. Go, okay, this guy sweeping with the foot over there. And go, do it. So the kind of. So I always think, how can I use all the skills, everything, and how to think different, and not only be limited to what we had over there.
Yeah.
So
Jiu-Jitsu.
yeah, Jiu-Jitsu, yeah.
Who are some of your favorite matches that you remember?
Well, I got very lucky to have the openings that I had. So I had a good opening. Like if it were not those big opening, I wouldn't be who I am. Like I said, so the titles are very good. Like I said in the beginning, but in martial arts, you need to tell the opponent also because it's part of, but it's a secondary before you say your titles, but then it's good for you to put the people you fought against, different than other sports. But so
Because your opponents is what makes you really the champion, right?
Yeah.
What people remember you for.
For the champion, yeah. Like for example, even maybe you say, oh, Mike Tyson, he's a world champ, but he fought against, and then you say Holyfield and whatever. Well, those guys were good, like Samario, Murilo Bustamante, Valide, Amauri, Minotauro, Traven,
Roberto,
like
Traven,
yeah.
Solo.
Yeah, they're a huge opponent, but the one that always were Carson Gracie, number one in America is Amauri. He's
Omar Bitech.
Yeah, Amauri Bitech. He always, like for 10 years, he was number one with leading the Carson Gracie team. So they're all big, tough guys. Yeah.
So which was your favorite? All the Carlson Gracie guys, of course, Solo.
Yeah, we end up that I fought more the guys from Carson Gracie, even though they are pretty much heavier than me. So I used to be, when I fought Valide, I was 78, and then I got 82. Okay, got 82, 83, but they were more than 90.
Yeah, like 175, 180, 100 pounds, 180 pounds, 175 pounds, going against guys 200 plus, right?
Yeah, they like in kilos.
On vitamins and minerals.
And they were always heavier than me. Yeah, see. So I had once I fought the Mario in 2 times same tournament in Brazilian World Champion. He was super pesado, and I was medium. So heavyweight, and I was medium. So people not same because you put the gi. I'm tall, but they're much heavier and stronger than me. Yeah, physically they're strong. But that's how I train to compensate. So, and Carlinhos used to say, no, I'm putting you with the heavy guys because I don't change force strength with the opponent. It's rare. I don't change force with them. I use the force against them. So. If you see my fights over there, it's rare. I don't change force with the opponent because it's worthless. You get tired. I use the force against them. It's sometimes like I use the leverage. Sometimes I use like a coil. You get the energy and throw them back over there. But I don't use force against them because that's how I normally done. So that's why. Well, getting old right now, I don't see. I think I didn't lose training. So when I train over there, I think I didn't lose much because the force was never something that was part of. Even though you do all your strength when you fight, you don't go there to do 50% or 70%. You do everything that you have when you're competing. But the strength is not the big portion of my game.
Right.
When a guy has the power, the strength, or as big of their game, when they lose that, they lose pretty much of their game. So that's
try to work smart, right? Maximum, minimal effort, maximum efficiency on the right timing and move, and the timing of all the things. Looking back at jiu-jitsu, what are some of your favorite moments besides competitions and tournaments?
Well, I like when we had those nowadays over there at Great Baja training. Well, I got my bicycle and then went to train and then go back home, sleep in the evening over there in the afternoon, sleeping to go back for a second shot in the evening. Some people
During the day, like 10:30, right, 11 o'clock time, and then come back at night.
yeah, they say what's in the morning, but it's almost in the end of the morning. And then go over there, rest a little bit, come and in the evening for a little bit more, meet people. It was was lucky to live down that life and had the possibility to train over there. The you know the to be on that situation. Those guys still there. There's a lot of friends that I did. So and I know they're all spread. But when we meet, for example, over here, and
Yeah.
we get the chance to meet, like you and Bob. Yeah, I was coming over here.
Is that how we got you out here, Bob?
Yeah, he's incentive me to come back here. Marcelo, Luciano, Bob, and he's a great guy. He has a good academy here in Vision.
Mission Viejo?
Mission Viejo. Actually, if I
Half
if I-
Gracie Mission Viejo? Or is it,
I'm not sure if it's half Gracie.
Okay.
But,
But is
I think it used to be but
Jiu-Jitsu
I don't know if
Mission
it's-
Viejo or
yeah.
something like that? Mhm.
And if my son moved here, I would definitely put to train with him. He does
Like-
a great job with kids.
What's it, Marcelo? What's his last name?
Luciana.
Luciano, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Bobby Vomit was his
Bobby
nickname.
Vomit, yeah.
I just know people by their nickname, right? Yeah, he had from the close guard,
From the cross guard.
what do you call it? The uppercut kind of sweep into
Sweep, yeah.
into mount, you know.
Very strong legs, a strong sweep, and yeah, he does a great job. I see a lot of kids over there. Very
I
nice.
see I was seeing his daughter at tournaments. And
Yes,
it's just a great feeling, right, to see these guys from those times still doing it, you know. Because I think he was working right in Brazil, and then he came.
I think he's economist, and he came here to see some vitamins, some supplement from here to Brazil, but that didn't work out, and he he's running a gym here. I think a long time already. He used to be in Florida and then moved here to
Okay.
LA. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Nice. Man, so it's such a long time, right? Since the 90s to be here now. What do you see? Like, have you seen the World Championships or seen any of the ADCC or anything like that? What do you think the gi versus the no gi, scene? What are your thoughts on that? You know, because a lot of your stuff was gripping, right? And those kinds of things.
The grip is something very strong for me. I don't let the opponent lose. But one thing is that I see is their options. A lot of options, and people are they're being good on diversity, with gi, with no gi, with Abu Dhabi rules, and then another rules. So as when you train with this diversity, normally you get good on what you do. So if you do those diversity, you get good on being diverse. So if the guy, so they have opportunity on the West Coast here, on the East Coast, and then you have in Brazil. So you have a lot of opportunity everywhere. And there's some good tournament. I've seen some flash in the World Champion. They're becoming a huge event over here. Actually, Brazil is a little jealous because they want to get back one World Champion with it at least. Because since it came here, he never got back there.
Yeah.
But I know it's hard to leave from here because the structure and and here got bigger than Brazil right now. Everyone even moved it over here.
Yeah. Hey, Rio, right, was the Mecca, and now it's become SoCal for Jiu-Jitsu in the world.
Yeah, they did another one over there, the Rio tournament and international tournament, just to
Right.
okay, have this one here for you guys.
Masters and it was called Masters and Seniors, right? Something like that, you know.
There's also the one that they have in Las Vegas,
The Masters.
The Masters.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Which is
Jiu-Jitsu
also
Con.
being very good.
Now it's
Abu Dhabi.
the place I see everybody, you know,
Yeah,
from the old days,
They all
like a
meet
reunion.
there. They meet over there. I have a student in Orlando, Fabio Rosa. And he said, "You got to come over there. Let's go over there." He won last year. I think this year as well. And And he said, no, you got to go there. I never went, but I know over there.
You've never been to Florida?
No, to Florida, yes. I did some tour over there. Some
Or to his gym?
To LA, to Las Vegas, to the
Out to Vegas.
to the tournament. And I said, you got to go there and see. It's everyone is over there. So it grow a lot, the community. Also, jiu-jitsu, it's something different because I thought this difference when I did all the martial arts. It's a Tuesday. If it's Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 8, that's when you think that martial arts. That's when you think about it. People that does jiu-jitsu, they think it fully. They think about 24/7. And also, there's a huge internet on the jiu-jitsu public. They all integrated. No matter where you are, everyone is in touch. Everyone knows about everything. I don't think they have that for other sports. Jiu-jitsu and internet, they're so connected. So they all have their pages on Instagram. They get in contact. So people
Like
are very aligned.
the lineage, right? You can always find out who's your teacher.
Yeah.
And make the connections no matter where you go in the world almost.
So I think the connection in the internet with the jiu-jitsu, they are very strong. So people are very aligned. So I don't think they have any in other sports.
Yeah, the connection is really strong, special with jiu-jitsu. Man, the Master Worlds, how many people were the Jiu-Jitsu Con this year? 20, not 15,000? 14, 15,000 people at the Master Worlds Jiu-Jitsu Con. The biggest Jiu-Jitsu tournament ever, right?
Yeah,
participants, people competing. Forget about people, families and stuff coming.
They are limiting the inscription, right? Okay, it's closed.
No. I think they didn't limit. I mean, they closed it off of.
They closed when it reached. Okay, we can.
No, but I think that the Master Worlds did they have limits there?
I mean, they always have like a percentage.
Right.
Limit, but what that cap is, who knows?
Because I don't feel like I saw that this year because there's so many mats. They wanted the people in the volume and they could hold all those people and the families and stuff.
I think realistically, I don't know what the math they do in their head. I don't know like how long each match could possibly take and like whatever.
Right.
There is a limit. It's just I don't know what that is.
I mean, just being a part of it and seeing it this year, and then they had you follow the Craig Jones Invitational. Did you see any of that? They did like a big promotion like to compete with against ADCC.
They put on the same date, right?
The last year they did. And this year was during the Master Worlds, so a lot of people we went thereafter, right?
That's why they give a good prize also for
good prize and good money. Yeah.
So,
I saw it.
12,500.
12,500 registered competitors.
That's awesome. That's good for sports. See people who's starting. They have that all of that in front of them. They have that all to go through it.
Yeah.
And still it's getting more.
Yeah, it's just beginning. I feel like it's still beginning.
Yeah.
With everything. I had a black belt psychologist for like years ago, and he told me something very interesting. I was like, why does it seem people who do jiu-jitsu, they seem like younger than they are, right? He's like, oh, it's interesting you say that. He's like, when you're a kid, everything's in the present. As you get older, you're always in the past or the future. And so when you train jiu-jitsu, even for that hour or whatever, you're like present, right? You're completely present. And so it brings you back to your childhood
You need to be present, yeah. It's something we always trying to be present. We all in the past and the future. That's why people are very maybe anxious or depressive because they're always in the past and the future.
They're not living.
Yeah, it's like when you take a shower, you shower yourself with shampoo, everything, and then when you finish, did I put shampoo or shower or soap myself? Because you're always in the future, in the past. Your mind is out when you're over there. You're never over there taking care of it. And when you're training in jiu-jitsu, in sport, when you're intensive, you need to be present. You can run, you can swim. When you run, you swim, sometimes your mind goes far. But when you're like playing an intensive sport like soccer or jiu-jitsu, you need to be there present. If you're not present, you cannot be thinking you just forget all your problems and you concentrate on that moment. When I go to swim, sometimes I shoot some of my problems in my head. But when you do intensive, you need to be present over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing that I learned a lot about from on right now on coaching people in academy. Um, the secret on sport, it's not on the mat. It's not inside the four lines. It's outside.
It's outside.
Yeah. Pretty much of the people that quit, stop for any reason, or didn't reach their maximum performance, it's outside of the mat. It's outside of the four lines. It's not inside. So inside, you know how to do it. But they kind of quit because of mental problem or drugs or financial issues or family issue, personal. It's not the sport. It's not something inside the mat. It's something from outside that takes
Like the
him
stresses
out.
that take away the fun of
Yeah.
it. It doesn't make it's pressure, it's stress
Yeah.
instead of it being fun.
So it's rarely something from inside. It's something from outside that takes the guy out of his maximum performance, or maybe he didn't achieve the best thing, or maybe he need to quit. Oh, I need to quit because I needed to go to work, or oh now I have kids or something. But if he's thinking on that the whole time, he planned himself, he can go farther on sports. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get burnt out because of all the other things, right? Even for myself, like I, had to make a living, had to be able to, support myself and think about my future, like
But-
you too, right?
But
Like you too.
we all do it. This is part of life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then what I'm saying is that, well, maybe but let's get a situation that the guy got a very good sponsor. He didn't, and help him over there. Okay, you don't need to do anything else. I'm going to sponsor you to compete everything. But still, it's what can stop him from doing anything is something outside
Yeah.
the mat. Maybe personal issues, or maybe
Relationship,
private relationship, everything. It's something that take him out. We all need to get away. We all need to solve all our needs, personal needs. Companion, financial, mental, maybe all of our needs, like get married, get son, everything. We have to go through this. If you plan, if you take care of it, and then you can reach.
What are the
longer.
pieces you said? Relationship, like a companion.
Yeah.
What was the other thing you said?
Financial.
Financial.
Yeah, maybe it needs. Okay. I wanna keep some. There comes a time that you wanna construct something. You wanna get a legacy. Okay, I maybe get married, get a son, or I wanna buy a house. I wanna get a car. If you don't go on that, for example, if you don't study when you have to study, or if you don't work when you have to work, later on you're gonna need to stop. But it's hard to say something because each one have their own personal
Path, yeah.
story, their own path to go through. Yeah, you're right. And but the thing is that for some can go a little bit more or not, depends. But the thing is that what takes you out of high performance the most, or stop or quit or anything, it's something outside the mat.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's big, right? That's everything. Yeah. Get burnt out. They're not in a position to keep going, right? Yeah.
It's outside. It's from outside.
One more question. Who are some of your heroes growing up? Like you talk about motivation and stuff. Who are some of your heroes growing up in jiu-jitsu coming up? Who are the guys you looked up to? And
Well, I see some guys. I was seeing Eric Muniz is a guy that's winning everything. So he's
Not
on
now,
a good
yeah.
moment
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
but when you were younger, when you were in your
When I started, I saw a lot of guys I saw some from Harley, Clovis. They're all guys with guard. Jean-Jacques, I saw
Jean-Jacques.
their guard, the way they do it. So like on the old videotapes. And one of the things that I used to train a lot, I say, I want to have a guard. And I start to develop, like I say today, I call it fluid guard.
Floyd guard?
Fluid guard. Like
Fluid guard.
yeah. Bob says a lot of that. Oh, you got to show your fluid guard.
Fluid guard.
And I say, because I don't my guard, I don't. Oh, my foot's over here, my legs over there. No, it's fluid. It's loose. The thing is that I don't put my hand over here, my foot over there. That's okay. Start from here now. No, I put the guard anyway, or put on the guard. It's fluid, and what happens is that sometimes I don't even know I don't know how to explain people how to do it. I know how to train them to get a guard like that, but not how to do it. Some people say, Roleta, what would you do if the person does this, and that? I don't have an answer. I say, do with me. And then I see what I do. Okay, that's what I would do.
You break it down.
Yeah, so sometimes I don't know. I have to see it, how I do it. And I used to train a lot with my eyes closed. So sometimes I did half an hour training with my eyes closed. Sometimes I bump in the wall and say, oh, I open that. Oh, that's where I am right now. I didn't even know where I were at the mat. And when you take one sense, you develop another sense. So sometimes, I get some seconds of advance, because when people hold my legs, my foot, my grip, my sleeve, I know what they're gonna do in advance before he does it. The way he holds it, if he's gonna push, pull, turn to one side, they sign it with the move, and I feel it before they do it. There's one thing over there in psychology that they have this David star.
David Starr?
David star,
Star
yeah.
David, yeah.
And they put two balls, one small one and a big one, two spot. And they have a standard to do it. Okay, for example, you put the big one inside and the small one outside. And then you do a lot of those figures, a lot of those photos with different location, but with the same standard. And you show people when they say, okay, this is the right standard. If you got it right, you say yes. If you say no, if you got it wrong, you say no. And then you keep showing a lot of them. There come a time they will start to say more yes, to get more right answers than the wrong answers, till they exactly they know what are the right answers, but he doesn't know why. He cannot tell you what they know, but they don't know exactly the standard.
Mm-hmm.
But he learned how to do it, but he doesn't know how to explain. It's pretty much like that. And so I trained with the fluid guard, and training with eyes closed a lot helped me get a lot of those sensitive.
The feeling, yeah.
And nowadays, I mean, he asked, well, I am a big fan of with Renzo, the way he faces jiu-jitsu. Well, I was on that time that we all had our neck like that, and very serious. And him, he showed that you don't need to be. You can have fun. You can be a funny guy. He's always smiling, and it's one of the biggest tough guy, and doing what he's doing right now around the world with his academy, showing everything. And you don't need to be like that on the
Act
old
like a
days.
tough guy.
You
Yeah.
remember all those pictures were like that. People don't smile. You guys don't smile. So he showed
With
it's
the tight,
nice to
tight necks,
smile.
right?
Yeah.
The
With
t-shirts,
the
yeah.
neck like that, yeah. And Fabinho, and also the guy that trained Fabio Rosa to teach in Orlando, he's also always with that nice mood, always laughing.
Yeah.
That's bringing people to the gym. That's bringing people to come and stay and have fun. And that's what we want. We want people to come and have fun. So, but each one's gonna, they're gonna choose their history. One's gonna go for. Some people go there to lose weight. Some people go there just to get their mind free. Some people go there to stay with their kids. The people go there for MMA. I don't know. Each one have their own story.
Their own journey.
But
Yeah.
on the end of the day, they gotta have fun. Yeah.
We had Sarah Galvan here a couple of weeks ago, and her dad would always tell Andre Galvan, would always say, like, a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter, right? And it really stuck with me, And you gotta have fun.
I used to have that thinking when I went to the tournament. I said, man, I went over there. I said, man, you get nervous. Yeah, you do get nervous. You don't, no matter what, you get nervous because it's something you want it, you like it.
Yeah.
I used to say to students, if you go to a tournament, you get nervous. It's natural that you get nervous. If you're gonna play ping pong, you won't get nervous. You know, because it's not something
don't
that
care,
you
yeah.
chose. You don't care. But the ping pong guy is gonna get nervous on ping pong and not on jiu-jitsu. So. But then when I went to the gym, I said, no, man, I train so much now. I'm gonna enjoy. So you get nervous, you over there, but enjoy it.
Yeah, enjoy the moment.
This is part of the game. You're over there, you're alive, and say enjoy as much as you can. I always say that to my students over there, and some of them realize right now, say, man, I'm glad you forced me to complete everything. Because say, you're young, you're training, compete, have fun. Because when you get old, when you stop, you're gonna look back and you're gonna watch the other one having fun and say, "Oh, I wish I could have fun."
And that was a choice, right?
Yeah,
To have fun.
yeah. So have fun, do as much as you can. You know, postpone as much as you can. Everything, go train, enjoy it. Be nervous, feeling the emotion. It's being life. So
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah. Enjoy it all.
Yeah.
Awesome. How can people find out about your book, or how can they get it? Can they get it in English?
Well, it's not in. I
You have to get the
recently-
audio. You have audio, and you can translate it right with the AI and stuff.
Oh man! Oh yeah! Now it's easier to do that.
Right.
Well, I just launched it, and it's I put it in. There's a site, Clube de Autores.
Okay.
It's actually in Brazilian Portuguese.
Okay.
But some people already suggest me to translate, but I would say that if it was, I will write one in from psychology of sport. I will do one for that. Definitely, I might put in English. But the other one is since it's for kids. I am not sure it's going to be so interesting. People read about it. But if there's some requests, maybe with IA, it's easier to translate.
Yeah, right, in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
What an honor to speak with you, to have you here after all these years. Like I said, like your those moments, like they live with me forever until my last day of doing jiu-jitsu. You know, it really had such a big influence on me. So it really is such an honor to speak with you, and then also have you with us today.
Okay.
So I'm so happy to have you here, and thank you.
I am the one that's it's very nice to see you again since a long time, and thanks very much for the invitation. I know you have a big already group over here with a lot of spectators there being seen, and I really enjoyed staying here and see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's
Thank you.
My pleasure to be
Thank you.
here.
How can people find you?
Roleta.bjj and Roleta, and also Roleta BJJ. There are two Instagram. I used to have one, but it was a student that took care of it, managed it.
Okay.
He lost the
account?
the account, and then we started again, and then we found it. I say keep both. Today sometimes people just. You lose one, maybe the Instagram just go shut one down, and maybe it's okay. I have another one. So
Yeah.
always with the doubt, should I just kill one and maintain the other? No, keep both.
Yeah. I posted the video with one of your matches, right? And went kind of viral, right? It's like people sharing it everywhere, like hundreds of shares, right? Like, so I'm not the only one who feels this way. So thank you for everything. Thank you for everything you've done for jiu-jitsu, for me, and I'm so excited to spend the day with you. Thank you.
Great.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you very much. It's my honor.